Welcome to Wellness in the Woods. I'm Leslie Coretti, and I'll be your host today. We have a lot of exciting things happening in Laguna Woods Village, and I want to let you know that Clubhouse 7 is open! Yay! So we are so excited. We're getting ready to put together many events for you at Clubhouse 7 on Fridays and Saturdays. And I want to let you know also, people have been asking me over and over and over again, when are we having Ladies' Day? Well, Ladies' Day is on the books. It's going to be April the 8th. We'll talk about more about that later, but just so you know, start putting your clothes together, and we'll have a fantastic day. That will be at Clubhouse 7. I also wanted to let you know that the Feldenkrais movement classes that we have had, the brain body fitness classes, anyone who has things like knee, hip, back surgeries and need to be rehabilitate themselves, or if they are trying to keep from going to have this type of surgery, or if you just want more mobility in life and you just feel a little stuck and you need to exercise, we do have a program that we have been running all through the past 3 years online through a Zoom process. Well, we are bringing it back live. So in March, on March the 7th, this will be from 9:30 to 11 o'clock. We will be at Clubhouse 2 in, I believe it's going to be the Los Olivos room, the one in the back. And on March the 28th as well. So we will have 2 in-person events this year where you can get a sampling. This is led by Suze Angel. She is a rehabilitation expert specializing in Feldenkrais movement. It is an extraordinary class. She's been doing this for about 40 years. And I'm sure that you will love the class. And in person, it's even better. So all you need to do is bring your mat. The cost of the class is only $15 for drop-ins. And if you'd like to sign up for the whole month, you can do that as well for a bit of a discount. So that is also happening again, March the 7th. And March the 28th, mark your calendars, and I gave you the time and the place. Okay, great. Ladies' Day, we mentioned, and then we are going to start doing health fairs also. So in March, let me see, we are going to have, March we have the Mind Boosters. So I'm going to introduce Becky, and we will be right back, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the Mind Boosters in March.
Did you know there's a link between diabetes and cardiovascular disease? If you have diabetes, you're more likely to have risk factors associated with cardiovascular disease, including obesity and high blood pressure. Take steps today to reduce your risk for cardiovascular disease, manage your A1C, blood pressure, and cholesterol levels, develop or maintain healthy lifestyle habits, and learn ways to manage stress. Take medicines as prescribed by your doctor. Stop smoking or using other tobacco products. Take diabetes to heart. Visit niddk.nih.gov to learn more.
We have a lot of exciting things to talk about, and today we have a very special guest with us. Her name is Becky Villano, and she's with AFC. She's been working there for over 7 years, but she's been in the healthcare industry for over 30 years. And she is a community outreach and grant writer. She has a lot of extraordinary information that we need to know. So Becky, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, well, I know that we always are talking about the mind boosters and the Healthy Brain Expo in November because it's Healthy Brain Month,
Right.
National Healthy Brain Month. And we have this, I believe, about the 8th or 9th year that we've done the mind boosters. I mean, time just keeps flying.
It sure
it's
does.
like crazy. But the actual stigma that people have around dementia, it's kind of all over the place, isn't it?
It really is. And that's part of the reason why at Alzheimer's Family Center, we have created a variety of programs, Mind Boosters included, which is an attempt to address that stigma. There's a lot of denial out there. Folks don't want to think about perhaps having an issue, a memory issue, or a loved one with a memory issue. So what we really try to do is we try to reach people who are the worried well, those who are afraid that they might have a problem, but really don't want to go to their doctor quite yet to see if they do. So we offer memory checkups, a program of free memory checkups that are very, for lack of a better term, low commitment. Folks can just dial us up and ask for an appointment, and we will do a very brief interview using a clinically validated tool that will indicate whether or not there is an issue that they might want to investigate with their doctors or not.
Right. So basically, nobody knows about this except them.
Correct. Totally confidential.
It's, totally confidential.
Right.
And then after you finish this short brief, how long does it last?
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
And it can be
okay.
done either on the phone, or in person, or via Zoom.
Oh, okay. And they can do that anytime?
Anytime.
Anytime.
We just need an appointment. We need to know that they want that. And we will
course.
make arrangements to accommodate their schedule.
Yeah, that's really cool. So will we be doing memory checkups at the Mind Booster also?
We will. We will.
Oh, wonderful. So they don't even have to call on that day?
No, they don't. They'll just sign in for a time slot. If they have already committed to attend a Mind Booster, all they'll do is just commit to a time slot the day when they check in.
Oh, okay.
And then we can schedule them for that brief memory checkup.
Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about the Mind Boosters.
Okay.
And of course, I know because we've done it many, many times.
Right.
But we always have new, exciting people that are coming to talk with us. We don't always have the same people. So this year, we start on March the 3rd.
Yes.
Which is actually, we're going to be doing this 4 weeks in a row, and it is almost the whole month of March. So the Mind Booster is a very special program. It's detailed. It has a lot of information. So Becky, can you tell us a little bit about what we're going to be doing on week 1?
Sure. So week 1, we have a very special guest. His name is Dr. Alan Ritter, and he is on loan to us from Hoag Hospital.
Okay.
He just joined Hoag Hospital within the last 3 months, and he was also a featured speaker at our Healthy Brain Expo, and was very well received. Folks loved
Dr.
him.
Ritter, was that tall, handsome
Yes.
young guy that everybody was chasing after?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
That's him. That's him. And a really nice fellow, too.
Really? Yeah, great.
Wonderful presentation, very receptive to questions afterward. So his specialty is neurology. He's with the Pickup Neurosciences Institute at Hoag Hospital. And Dr. Ritter will be talking about things related to the memory. So how the memory works, how cognition works, what dementia is, things that we can do to try to prevent or delay the progression of the disease. All kinds of good tips, what's normally done when someone is diagnosed with the dementia. So this is a really good primer for anyone who just wants to know a little bit more about dementia.
Yeah, or even if they know that they're fine, but they may have a loved one
Absolutely.
who, has signs,
Right.
or they're not sure. Could this help them as well?
Absolutely. One of the things I love about Mind Booster is that if you have a diagnosis, there are interventions that you can use to delay the progression of dementia. And that's what this whole program is designed to do. It's also designed to get people to start thinking about what's in my future if I have been diagnosed or if a loved one has been diagnosed.
Right. Yeah,
So-
that is essential.
It is.
And it talks a little bit more about the different kinds of dementia
It
as
does.
well.
It does.
So, I mean, there's so many different kinds.
There's actually 60 different types of dementia.
Yes, I remember.
And they're still identifying them all the time. So
Even more.
Even more.
Even
yeah.
more.
Even more. Yeah, it's pretty startling when you think about that. But the most prevalent type of dementia is Alzheimer's disease.
Yeah, yeah. So let me see, on week 2, we're going to be talking a little bit about nutrition, right? Mm-hmm. And superfoods and diet. And are we going to be actually doing anything like live there, or who do we have coming? Do you?
This is going to be a speaker that we used in January. Her name is Heather Ayala, and she will be discussing the role that nutrition and foods play in the progression or the delay of dementia. There's a lot that can be done, and then my understanding is that she'll also touch on exercise and stress management. Those are very critical too for helping to manage dementia. So those will be, in fact, in years past at our Healthy Brain Fairs, the superfoods topic has been one of our most well attended. So people are always interested in that.
Yeah, yeah. People always want to know what food they should eat,
Yes.
what food they shouldn't eat, and it keeps changing all the time.
The science is out
The
there.
science is out there and it keeps
Yeah.
changing, so you don't want to miss this particular week. And actually, we'll talk about that in a minute. I'll remind me to get back to that, because there is a little bitsy cost to attend, and it's not one time, it's for 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. So,
But one cost
but
for
only
all 4.
one cost for all 4, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so what are we going to be doing on week 3?
Week 3, we have our very own Dr. Cheryl Alvarez.
Oh, yes.
She's a Psych D, and she will be talking about cognitive tools and mental health resources. So Cheryl does some very fun things like brain games, some fun things that include audience participation, but she also gives some very good tools to help manage your dementia. What's out there, spirituality and dementia. There's all different. Dementia affects every facet of a person's life.
Oh, yes.
And while Dr. Ritter will be talking about the brain, Cheryl will be talking a little bit more about living with dementia and how to manage that.
Yeah, and she is phenomenal.
She's a great speaker.
Yeah. What you're seeing is a short clip of Cheryl Alvarez that we took at an interview with her last year.
Mind Boosters, I'm sure you know about, but I'll talk just a little bit about, is a 4-week series. It's all focused on education, healthy brain aging, keeping stress low, as you mentioned, the simple ways to do that, and just to age well and do the best that we can as we experiencing some changes in life, but still being able to do it well and keep our brains as healthy as possible.
I remember when she came and spoke a few years ago, and everything she said made so much sense.
Yes.
I mean, she didn't like talk over everyone's head. We were all like, yes, we get it.
Yes.
You know, I mean, she really was fantastic, and I think everyone in the village who actually got an opportunity to see her just felt so comforted.
Yeah. She's a great speaker. She's a great resource for our center, Alzheimer's Family Center. And she's got great material to deliver.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, definitely. And then how are we going to end up the 4th week?
The 4th week talks about some very practical legal strategies that anyone who is on this journey needs to be aware of. Things like, what do I do if my loved one becomes incapacitated? Well, there are measures that you can take before that to ensure that you have a power of attorney, you can work together on what your financial needs are now and into the future. Legal considerations. This is a very important part of, some people call it estate planning, and in a way it is, but This is more specific to a couple or an older person who has a dementia.
Yeah.
What do I need to consider? Because nobody wants to be in a situation where they die without a will, or they've not expressed what their wishes are. How do I take care, if I have dementia, how do I make sure I take care of my spouse when I go? So these are all very, very important questions that need to be answered.
Yeah. So this will be week 4. So
Yes.
I mean, this one session alone is worth the cost of
Absolutely.
the whole program.
Yes. So the speakers are top-notch professionals in their field. Dr. Ritter came from the Cleveland Clinic. He was there previously in Arizona. Cheryl has been with Alzheimer's Family Center for 7 years, but she had a very active career before that. And then our legal issues expert has many, many years of experience in the field as well.
Yeah,
So, and what's worth the price of admission is you get to ask questions of these folks afterwards, which is really important.
One of the other things that I think personally, just to let you know, is so important, no one does this, but you receive a booklet. And in this booklet, when you arrive, they will give you each week all of the, how do you say, slides, you know, the PowerPoints, everything, so that you know exactly what's going on. You don't have to sit there and try to write everything down. I mean, you may want to make a note now and then, but you can follow along. You have your slides. You can listen. You can absorb the information without really having to worry about, did I catch that? Or did I get that marked down? So I think that is one. If you came to our last event in November, you know how we do it. You know how we roll.
And it's wonderful to have that as a resource to go back to later.
Yes.
Because you may not have an issue right at that time that deals with legal issues, but to have the presentation to go back to is a valuable thing.
Yeah, it is. It is so valuable to have this information written for you. It's like having a book.
It is.
You know?
It is.
So that I just wanted to mention that. The other thing that we need to know is how can we register and what do we have to do? So we have going out into the community, you'll find at the different clubhouses a little folder like this that says Mind Boosters on the top and down below how to register today. So as soon as you see them out, which they will be going out ASAP, call this number, 714-593-9630. Get yourself registered. It's only $25 for all 4 weeks. And you can also have a free memory checkup during one of these 4 days. And it's not mandatory to be there for every 4 weeks. If you have to miss one, never mind. But we always have a great prize for a raffle for the people who made it to all 4 weeks. So you want to mark your schedule. The first session is March the 3rd. Then we have March the 10th, and it's always going to be on Friday. And it's always going to be at Clubhouse 2. Okay, that's gate 12. Then we have Friday the 17th of March, and then the 31st of March. So just mark your Fridays down the calendar every Friday in the month of March. And that way it'll keep you on target. Put it in your calendar. Put it in your calendar now if you want to go, and we will look forward to seeing you at the Mind Boosters. So is there anything else, Becky, that you'd like to talk about?
No.
I mean, some of the other things that that you do at AFC, or some of the different programs that you may have there.
Sure. We have a lot of resources for caregivers. So Alzheimer's Family Center is the oldest adult day healthcare center in Orange County. We've been dementia specific for all of that time. So we are the only one that requires a dementia diagnosis to have a person come to our program. But we also provide a lot of resources for caregivers. And one of those I'm very proud of, is grant funded. And this is a program of free caregiver counseling for anyone who is a caregiver of someone with a dementia.
So if I have a husband who has, dementia, I know that what they say is if you're a caregiver, you have to take care of yourself.
That's very true.
Or if you're in the airplane, you have to put on your mask before you put on the mask of the other. So really, I just want to let you know, because I heard about this, I'm fortunate I do not have, my husband does not have dementia. He's like sharp as a tack. But if something did happen to him, I would know where to go. And it's how many sessions, Becky?
8 free sessions.
8 free sessions. 8 free sessions that you can go to help to find out how you can keep yourself sane.
Absolutely.
In a world that is so crazy.
And those are offered either in person via Zoom or telephone as well.
Okay.
So they don't even have to drive down to Huntington Beach if they don't want to. They can receive those services telephonically.
Right on the phone, yeah.
Or via
On
their
Zoom.
computer, or their laptop.
Yeah. I mean, it is so important to be able to have resources, people to go to, someone to ask a question to, and to learn how to take care of yourself when you're in a stressful situation like that.
Absolutely.
And also help tell you what to do and how, it's just important. It's like going to school again.
What's significant about that, I just wanted to call this out, Leslie, is the counselors that are providing these services have been working with our patients, our dementia patients, for several years. It's difficult to find a mental health professional that has that expertise.
Right.
So to be able to receive counseling services from someone, a mental health professional who is knowledgeable and currently working with dementia patients, that's huge.
Yeah.
And you don't find that a lot in the community. So it's
not like hearsay.
No.
Or it's not like they read it in a book.
Right.
They've actually been experiencing
Absolutely.
it themselves, all of the instructors.
Absolutely. They work with these patients on a daily basis. So they observe the behaviors. They know what works. They know how to redirect. They know how to let caregivers grieve and just be and let them know that they're not alone, because this is a very, very lonely disease. So having that resource is significant.
Yeah. Well, I just want to thank you. Thank you for, bringing it to the community, helping us learn more about how to deal with it, and thank you for taking your time out today.
Oh, my pleasure.
So
Thank you
it's
for
been
having
really
me.
great to have you.
Thank you, Leslie.
You're welcome. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. Really, I want to thank Becky for being here today. And just as a reminder, the Mind Boosters are going to be March the 3rd, the 10th, the 17th, and the 31st. Mark your calendars. This is going to be an extraordinary event, all at Clubhouse 2 every Friday during the month of March. And if you happen to miss one, so be it. But it's totally worth it, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Let me see if there's other things that we want to remember. Not to belittle all of the things that we do, but take care of yourself. Be gentle, be kind, and remember, everything that you do, do with love. I hope you had a great Valentine's Day last month. Keep the love going. Have a great week, and I'll see you soon.
Hey Laguna Woods Village residents! Did you miss a broadcast of your favorite Village television show? Don't worry, the solution to your problem is just a click away. The Village Television YouTube channel has got you covered. From board meetings to fitness classes, to shows like This Day, Let's Talk Tech, or Tales from the Woods. You can watch every broadcast anytime on YouTube. Catch up on all the latest and greatest shows and events happening in Laguna Woods Village on our YouTube channel, Village Television.